Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Imaginary Engineering. This is Kirti. In our last video we have seen how we can add the recipe, then we have verified the token, we have created the middleware. If you haven't watched my last video, so you can go and watch it. I will recommend you to watch the previous videos. So this is our last video. In this video we will see how user can edit and delete the recipes, and we will list down the favorite recipes also. So let's start. So here if I click on the home, we will see all the recipes. In my recipe tab we will see the current user recipe, and here we will give the option for the edit and delete. So let's go to our React icons website and we will search for the edit icon. So let me choose the edit icon. I will choose this one and copy this import statement from here, and we go back to our VS Code and I will paste it here. We go to our recipe item.js component, we paste it there. Here if you see, if I click on the home, the URL is slash, then if my recipe, the endpoint is my recipe, then favorites, there is endpoint my favorite recipe. So what we will do, we will give the edit and delete icon option only for the my recipe. So here we check the path. If the path is slash my recipe, so we'll say window.location.path name equal to slash my recipe, then we will make it true, otherwise we will say false. Now we come, and here we will add the edit and delete icon here. So let me go back to our React icons. Here I will copy this and paste it here. Now next we want the delete icon also, so let me search for the delete icon. Here I will copy this import statement and paste it here. Then I will copy this and paste it here. Now if I go back, here we can see the three icons: heart, edit and delete. Now what I want this edit and delete icon only for the my recipe. So I will put this in one div. Let me copy this and put it inside that div. Also I will give the class name action. As I mentioned earlier, you don't need to worry about the CSS. I have provided all the CSS. Now I will add the class name delete icon. Then I will put this in curly braces. Here we will check if the path is false, then we will render this heart icon, otherwise we will render this edit and delete icon. Let's go to the browser. Here you can see we have the edit and delete icon for my recipe, and on home page we can see the heart icon only. So we go to our app.jsx. So first I will create the new page for the edit recipe recipe.jsx component, new component here we have created. Then inside that I will go to this add recipe. Here new path we will add for the edit recipe, and we'll render to the component edit recipe that we have created. Now here I will go to this edit recipe and I will put this inside the link. I will put this icon inside the link tag, and we will give the path to. Here we have the edit recipe, and also will provide the ID in URL. Add a backtick, copy paste, and we will give the dynamic ID here. Say item dot underscore ID. and also I will add the class name, edit icon. Sorry, I have made the mistake here, let me correct it. This curly braces before the class name. Yeah, now it's closed, it's done. Now here we are getting one error, link is not defined. Let me import the link, error has gone. Here now you can see, if I click on that edit icon we redirect, but we are getting one error. So we are getting one error when we click on that edit icon. Everything is okay. We have to enter the correct path and enter the correct, import this edit recipe. So let me refresh this page once. Yeah, it's working fine. We redirect to this edit recipe. If I click on this edit icon, we redirect to the edit recipe. So let's go back. Now next I will go to this add food recipe. I will copy all this content and paste it here. This content will be same, just we make a put request instead of post. Here I will change it to the edit recipe. If I show you, here we have the, if I click on the edit icon, here we see the time, title, ingredients, instruction, all these things, and edit recipe button. So let's go here, we will make the changes here. So next, first what I want, I will add a one use effect to fetch that data, recipe data that we want to edit. So I will define one method, get data. This method will be async, and we will make the one axios get request to fetch that particular recipe data by ID. If I show you, here we have the get method which will return all the recipes that we have, and if you want to any particular recipe, so we can pass the ID. So let me copy this ID /ID, enter, send. Here we get that particular recipe data by ID. So we need this API, so I will copy this path and paste it here, and we will append the ID. Here you can see in URL we get the ID, so from the URL we fetch the ID. So for that we will use the hook use param which return the ID. Now then we'll get the response. I will store that in variable response dot-data. If you see here, we get all the things, instruction, time, cover image, and all other things. So next we will set the update our recipe data. Here we say title, recipe dot title. Then we have the ingredients. Ingredients is the array, so we will use the join method to convert into the string with comma. We will say join it with the delimiter comma. Then we have the instruction, response dot instructions. Then we have the time. So we have updated our recipe data. If I go back and my recipe, click on edit. Now next we'll add the value field inside this text box, so we will get that pre-populated value we'll see. So I will add the value attribute here, and we'll say recipe data dot title. I will copy this, and same we will do for time, recipe data dot time. The same thing we will do for the ingredients, then we have the instructions, and let me call that method. I forget to call that. We need to call that get data method, so it will fetch the data. Now if I go to the here you can see title, time, all these things is pre-populated here. Now here we have the onHandle change method. This is similar to this in our add recipe method. Here if you see on change event, and here we call the onHandle change. If it is ingredients, then we simply split our value by comma. It will return the array. If it is file, then we will return the e.target.files. Otherwise we simply say e.target.value, and we will update our recipe data here. We get the previous value and update the new value. Then here onHandle submit, we make the post request, but now we edit, so we will make the put request, and all other things will be similar. I will change the URL because in this URL, edit URL, we need to pass the ID also, so it will define which recipe we want to edit. If I show you in our routes, recipe route, here is the URL /ID for the edit recipe, and this is the route for the edit. All other things will be same. Yeah, and one more thing here, for upload the image we need to pass this in edit recipe also, because now we edit the image. So we'll go to that edit recipe. Here I will destructure this request body and will pass the cover image colon this request.file name, like we did in our added recipe. So if I go here and change this, let me open the inspect network tab and let me rename this title. Click on the edit. Here we are getting one error, this URL is wrong, so let's go to the VS Code. Here let me go to this URL. I missed that slash. Now let me rename that again. Click on let me select one random image, click on edit. Here you can see we redirect to the home page and that recipe is successfully edited. I have renamed that title. Now next what I will do, I will want to redirect into the my page. So let me edit this and choose the another file, let's say paneer, and we will say time 60 minutes. Here paneer is updated, image is updated, but time is not updated. So let's go to the recipe item. Here I have hard coded this value, so let me rename it dynamically fetch item.time. Now you can see 60 minutes. Now let me edit another thing, ingredients, and click on edit. Here I am getting this message because here I haven't provided the recipe image, and click on the edit, so I am getting the error message. So here what I will do, I will remove this from here and create one variable. First we will check if user provide the new image. If not, then we will just take the previous image. So we will check if that request.file name have an image, that request or user provide any new image. If not, we will just keep the previous image as it is. So we will say recipe.cover image, and we will pass this cover image here. Now let me go to the browser, refresh. Now if I click on edit, let me change the time, and also I will rename the title spicy paneer. Click on the edit. Here you can see we will see the previous image. We haven't provided the image, but still we see the image and we are not getting any error. Let me change this image also. Now here you can see we changed the image also, means it's working fine. So next we will see the delete. So let me add the on click event, this delete icon we have, and I will call one function. We haven't created that function yet, we will create. It will take the ID of the recipe we want to delete. So I will pass the item.id. Let's create this method on delete. It will take the ID. Await excuse.delete, and then we will pass the URL. So URL for the delete is http:/localhost. Our server is running on the 5000 port /recipe, and then we will pass the, let me put it in a backtick, and then we will pass the ID which we have received. So then I will just console log response. If I show you this delete route in backend, here we have this delete route and delete icon or delete recipe method call. So let me write a code for this delete recipe. First I will make that method async. Then I will add a try catch block. If user enter the wrong ID in URL, so it will throw an error. So we'll handle it in a catch block. Then await recipes dot delete one method we will call, and simply we will pass the ID. We will get that ID from the request params.id, and then we will return the JSON response OK. And if we get an error, then we will send the response. Its status 400 bad request, and simply I will send the message error. Now this is our delete recipe. Here we call it /delete. Now let's go to our browser. Here I will delete this recipe rice. That recipe is deleted because we haven't get any error. Here you can see that recipe is deleted, but when I delete, that component is not re-rendered. Basically that component not updated the state. So what I will do, I will store that all the recipes data in one use state. So we will update this state when we delete the recipe. Let me rename that to recipes. We'll store the recipe data in use state. I will create one use effect. And whenever these recipes change, we want to execute this use effect and update our recipe data with the latest recipes. So here we will update our recipes, and when we delete the recipe, we will remove that deleted recipe from the list. So here we use the filter method, and we check if that recipe.id underscore id not equal to the id, then it will return the all the other recipes. Now here let me refresh, let me delete it. Now here you can see that item is deleted successfully. If I go to the home, we have the only one recipes here. So now let's see how we can mark our recipe as favorite. So let me declare one variable favorite item, and we will get the favorite item list from the local storage dot get item. Currently we don't have anything, so it will return the empty list. Now when user click on that icon, favorite on a heart icon, we will call the function. So let me add the on click event, and we will call the function favorite recipe, and we will pass that item. So we'll store it in our local storage. Let me define the function favorite recipe. So here I will create a one use state to store the information if that is favorite recipe is true or false. Now we will check these favorite items. This is our favorite items that we have getted from our local storage. We have this favorite item list. Here first we will use the filter and check if this item is already present in our favorite item list. Recipe.id equal to the item.id. So if that item is already present in our list, dot length we will check that dot length is equal to 0, means that item is not present our list, so we will add that item. First we will destructure the favorite item, and then we will add the new item, and if that item is not present, then we will simply remove that item from the list. So instead of that, what I will do, I will create the new variable filter items. I will copy this, and here I will say a recipe.id is not equal to item.id. So it will return all the other items. Basically we are removing the items. First we check if that item is not present. Let me accept the item from the favorite list. We have passed that item as an argument. So we check if that item is not present, then we will add that item, and if that item is present, then we will remove from our item list. So we will store it in our local storage. So we'll say set item favorite json.stringify, and then we will pass our favorite item list. And also we will update our set is favorite. I will make it we will make it the previous value. If it is true, then it will be false, and if it is false, then it will be true. So this is our favorite recipe. And one more thing, we will change that icon color also. So we'll add this style here. We'll add one ternary condition. If that item is present in favorite list, so we'll change the color to red, otherwise we will send the empty string. Here we check if that item id equal to current selected id, then we will make the color red, otherwise we will return the empty string. So now we are done. So let's go to the browser. If I click on that heart icon, you can see color is changed and it's added to the local storage. Now if I go to the, let me add the one more item. So I will click on this share recipe and I will quickly add the one more item here. Let me copy this. Let's say title pizza, time 30 minutes, ingredients, something, instructions, and I will quickly add the here. We have the two recipes, but both are the pizzas. So let me go to the local storage. Here you can see favorite recipe. We have the two items right now, and if I go to the my recipe, I will rename this title to paneer and I will change this image also. Now we have these two images, and under the favorite icon or favorite tab we don't see anything. So let's do this. Here we have the URL, so I will define the another function to get the favorite recipes. Here we will simply return the list that we have in our local storage. We'll say json.parse local storage.get item favorite item list, and here loader attribute added and call that get favorite recipe function. Now here we go, click on the favorite recipes. Here we have the two recipes. If I click on the favorites, you can see the two recipe that we have added. Now if I open the inspect tab, and go to that application, now I will go to the my recipe and delete this recipe. Currently we have the two items. Now I go to here and delete that. Still in favorite recipe we see the two items. So when we delete any item, it should be deleted from the local storage also. So let's go to that on delete function here, and I will update the value from here. We will remove that item from the local storage when we deleted that item. Let me add the another recipe. Title rice, time, I will give the instructions and some ingredients. I will copy and paste it here. Choose the file, food recipe, click on add. Now new recipe has been added. I will make it favorite, mark it. Now if I go to our application local storage, here you can see currently we have the one item in local storage. Now if I delete that, it also deleted from the local storage. Now it's working fine. So all the things are working fine. We have the logout, login option, add recipe, delete, edit. You have seen all the code operation, then authentication using that JWT token, we verify that token. So all these things we have seen. I hope you like this video, and if you like and if you learn something new, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Imaginary Engineering. Thank you for watching.